Well, hello again. Welcome back to this will be our third video. Sorry, I'm trying to eat lunch and um, do this at the same time, multitask. All right, so we just talked about visual rhetoric and the overview and talked about the HATS model. And then I keep referencing about Project 3, about taking Project 2's information and translating and transforming it into this visual display, right, of information. So we're going to imagine, all right, so let's hit this here, that we've done this research, which we have, and let's say we're talking with somebody, and they say, oh, what field are you going into? And you say, I'm going into chemical engineering. I want to be a XYZ type chemist. Or let's say that you're going into computer science and you're going to be working in cybersecurity. And I say, oh, I'm very interested in that. Where can I find out more? And you say, hey, I just did an entire project about, what's going on in the field, what it takes to go into that field, what the preparation is, what the working conditions are, what the maintenance looks like after that, how they communicate in the field, and what some of the main controversies are. And I've even got some advice for you, right? Done all that work. Now we're going to convert that into a graphic, visually pleasing multimodal, meaning it's more than one mode. And in our case, we're heading for the digital realm. And this is where you, like I said, create a website, record a video with a slide presentation. You could design a poster or an infographic or something similar that presents the information that you've learned. It covers all of those areas. And recall the areas, the main areas of our paper, the introduction, then we have the actual profile of the career, of the discipline in which you are going, right? Includes what preparations, working conditions, and maintenance looked like, controversies in the field, communication practices, and of course advice, as we just said. So we're going to think about taking all those things. And so I think one of the easiest ways to kind of visualize this is, like, let's say that it's a website. And so you visualize a website coming up. What are you going to title it? What's it going to look like? A menu with tabs, introduction, maybe on the first page, giving some information from your introduction, and then maybe linking to the profile, right? That includes those three things: preparations, working conditions, and maintenance. A link that addresses controversies, and then a link that addresses communication practices with examples posted, right, or uploaded, where someone can look at a PDF or a version or a document, or link to where you got the document, so they can get that same kind of career profile or discipline profile that you created and that you put together for Project 2. So that's essentially what Project 3 is about. What we want to think about, though, before we start designing it, we want to think about the visual rhetoric, the visual rhetorical elements, right? Space, right? Let's think about hats. Let's do it in the right order, okay? Hats, headings, access, typography, space. How do we arrange these things? What fonts do we use? What size of header font? How many points are we going to have on a page? How much white space is in the arrangement of the visuals that we used versus the text, as opposed to just throwing it on a page? Because I'm sure we all, as I will demonstrate later in another video later this week, give you two examples of a well-designed web page and maybe a not so well-designed web page, a well-designed infographic or poster, and a not so well-designed infographic and poster, and start thinking about all these elements, right? We're also going to talk about color, right? Contrast, arrangement of those elements, perhaps by using and involving different colors. Which ones perhaps go together better, which ones don't, right? And some of this things, I think it sounds like it, and we think it makes sense. We sit down to do it, though, we kind of got to have to put a extra visual rhetoric hat on and design this. So that's basically it in a nutshell. And we've got those. So it's a coming down the road. We got time to do that, but I wanted to kind of go over it with you, and we'll think about employing the visual rhetoric that we use this week. And maybe be thinking about if you have one of these that maybe particularly jumps out to you, and then we'll start moving from there. So, all right, guys, I wish you all a most wonderful week. I'll be back to talk with you later. Stay safe and stay awesome. Bye for now.